My background mainly been software industry, but yeah, I've worked in retail, travel, and a bit of customer communication management in the last 15 years. Um, a small thing which I wanted to share today was a small mantra which has at least helped me become a better leader, or at least lead some successful teams. I call it 3 V's. So just building onto that, the first one is vision, again the second one being versatile, and third one being values. I say vision because definitely like my teams to have a common goal or a purpose or a mission to at least go and scale, to innovate and to motivate. That's one of the key things for me. Second one, just being versatile. So our jobs as an engineer has changed, right? We are no more an engineer. We've become a DevOps, we've become an SRE, we've become a Scrum Master. But more than that, I pretty much ask at least my engineers or people I've worked with become better salespeople. So you should be able to develop application solution, and you should be able to convince, influence, and at least sell, and again, probably become rich as well in some cases. Last one, again, promoting some solid values, ethos and principles, which again promotes inclusion, diversity, and to an extent, autonomy as well. I guess enough about me. I think we are here to talk about something quite important, which is, again, one of the first programs I led when I joined M&S 20 months ago. So 2020, we we launched a program called Sparks to 7 million customers. And this was our digital first loyalty program. I'm going to explain in a minute what digital means here. We launched this program with a third party. I can't name them for legal reasons. I get in trouble. But just explaining before 2020 what that meant. We had a Sparks card. So this is a physical card. You pretty much go in an M&S store, you buy this card, you go home, you register it online, and you start adding offers. Now, to make it digital, what we had to do, there were 2 parts. One, move it from, again, traditionally, this was a point-based application. When I say point-based, you had tiers of membership, so a silver membership, or a gold membership, or a platinum membership, and we give you points. Every time you shop with us, we'll give you, 20 points, 50 points, depending on how much you shop. Now, shockingly, for customer, that points mean nothing. So if I told you you had 10,000 points in your wallet, that doesn't mean 10,000 pounds worth of credit. It's just basically, if you're in a different tier, we give you early introduction to promotions. So we had to move from a point-based system to an offer-based system. So this is the first part of digital. The second part was pretty much using the Sparks card digitally on your mobile app or on web, or pretty much connecting an omni-channel journey. So pretty much using your mobile app within the store, or just when you shop online. That's what our digital program meant. Now, we spend a lot of money on marketing. Sparks is big for M&S. We were launching it to 7 million customers. And at one point, we obviously did a lot of extensive testing. Potentially 40,000 internal employees we tested this program with. And guess what? On the day one, when we released this program in July 2020, it went down for 6 hours. So again, not something, again, M&S has been proud of, but we had a big learning from their point of. We've had a few other roadblocks, which again, I can't pinpoint all of it, but some of them were our network cable been pulled out from a data center. There were a couple of incidents where bills were not paid. Again, it might be a laughing incident, but this has happened to us. But again, our journey for Sparks and the vision we had for Sparks was quite big, quite ambitious, in fact. We wanted to reach to 20 million customers in the next 18 months to 20 months. And clearly, sitting on a monolith application with this platform, a third party, we knew we could not reach the scale. So we had to do something different. So there are 2 topics which I would like to cover today. First one is M&S had to come up with a strategy. Either they're going to go and buy something new off the shelf. A lot of retail companies go and buy a loyalty program externally, or they go and build this platform themselves. And we chose to build this platform ourselves. So I'm going to share our journey, how we came to the decision. Second one, We had to scale, again, I just said, around 200% growth from 7 million to 20 million customers in next couple of years. And we use technologies like MongoDB to get to that scale. So I'm going to cover these two journeys. Now, before I do that, I think it's important to understand what is Sparks. And again, I have a great audience. I'm expecting some of you might already know. Again, I have a whole Sparks team here. But again, just from an audience perspective, can I have a raise of hands, people who shop with M&S? Actually, that's good audience, probably 40, 50, 60%. Would any, again, sorry, I didn't ask you to drop your hands yet, sorry. If you can raise your hands again, please. How many of you have a Sparks card? So that's not a great, that's not a great start for us. But what I do want to do today is, by end of this presentation, I want to convince some of you to download Sparks, because there is a reason, this program is useful for customer. And again, M&S get data, that's fine, but it's actually for the customer. So give you a bit of history on Sparks. We have over 10 million registered customers. Well, not 10, 16 million registered customers on Sparks. And we have actively 10 million active customers. What active means here is they shop with us at least twice a month. Just giving a bit of history, in fact, in last 2 weeks, we've launched Sparks globally in 8 new countries. And we've launched it to 4 million customers, again, mainly in US, India, France, Germany, Spain. Now, just from a trend perspective of what a Sparks customer do, they shop with us at least 5 times more. And they spend 8 times more. Again, good for M&S, but I want to still give a reason why it's good for customers. And one of the reasons might be this, right? This is a flagship product for M&S. We give free treats like Percy Pigs, right? It is suitable for vegetarians, just if people don't know. We get asked a lot of times, but it's a great product. We have some out there. Definitely try it today. We do offer free coffees as well, right? So pretty much, you buy 6 coffees, you get the 7th one free. You also have a product called Scan and Shop, which works only with Sparks. So pretty much you go in M&S. If you go lunchtime, it's quite busy. Next time you go in, download Scan and Shop, you don't have to queue up. You pretty much scan the barcode, your Sparks offer will get applied to it, and you can pretty much check out within your mobile app. So again, a great product, but it doesn't stop there. We've run a program earlier this year called a Eat Well program in partnership with Football Association. Again, this is UK, well, Football Association pretty much. And what that means is we're partnering with your superstars in, English team, Welsh team, Scotland team, and they're promoting eating healthy, right? And actually, it's for young kids. You get to train with your national team. Additionally, we surprise our customers. We love to surprise our customers, in fact. And every week in our stores, we give one customer a free basket, right, for free. So the biggest, at least, I think from an example perspective, we've given somebody £1,700 worth of free basket. They've got a free sofa, right? So great win there. And on top, we give something like, this is in March earlier this year, we gave over 1 million worth of gift cards to customers. And the last but not least, again, it doesn't finish the list. We support charity of your donation. So every time you shop with M&S, we give some money to charities. And I think we've, in the last, 3 years or more, we have already paid over 12.5 million to charities. So this is what Sparks is. And all of this sits on our new loyalty platform. Okay. So give a bit of journey. I've been chatting hopefully for last 5 to 7 minutes. I just want to give a bit of history because you would have forgotten why we're here. So in 2019, we started the re-platforming with third party. We moved away from point system to offers. In 2020, we relaunched Digital Sparks, right? And as I mentioned, we went down for 6 hours and we had a bit of a shocker, right? We've had a lot of challenges with Sev1 issues. We've had places, as I said, network cables been pulled out. We've had places where we've had bills not being paid. And our net promoter score, at least from a customer perspective or from an internal perspective, has been quite poor. We had to change this because our scale is to take Sparks globally. So we pretty much decided at that point, we're going to build this platform internally. Obviously, I'm going to touch base shortly. We also, while we were building, we started testing parallel platforms. When I say parallel platforms, we were passing traffic to obviously a third party and internal traffic to this platform. And obviously, we could not discuss that with our vendor. We only told or gave them notice after obviously we successfully tested this. In I'll go back. In 2022, we launched this internal platform. So again, these are some microservices. It's not a monolith anyway, so that's what I'm just trying to represent. And again, we didn't shout about it, obviously. So that's why I'm here, just mentioning what we have done. But we've released this without any Sev1 issues in last year. This has been live. Okay, so I'm going to pick one use case today, which probably gives a bit more context. Again, from a MongoDB, how did we get this scale? Now, Christmas is coming, one of the biggest period for M&S. We launched a program or a campaign called Advent Calendar. So pretty much you go in your Sparks app. Every day you get a new door. You open it and you get few offers. And you have to redeem at least one offer to open the next door next day. Right? Now, from a application perspective, infrastructure perspective, it was a big scale for us, right? And what that means is 250 million allocations to be designed and allocated within 12 days. Now, what I mean by allocation is an offer being designed and being added to your Sparks app, right, in the wallet. Now, if you look at the scale, that's nearly 250 million writes in 12 days. That's 300 TPS writes in MongoDB and 1,500 reads MongoDB. That scale, obviously, is the first time we launched our Advent Calendar on Sparks. Obviously, we do a lot of physical Advent calendars in the store as well. Now, giving a bit of snippet as well, we launched an advert on last Christmas on December the 4th, just as a push notifications on social media, saying, guys, we got free VIP tickets to Gary Barlow, 2 VIP tickets. Within a minute, this is the traffic to our applications and our APIs, right? From pretty much 200 TPS to 1200 TPS. And what you can't do, be reactive, and fix this, right? You have to be a bit proactive. So this is the scale I'm going to talk about today. Okay, so to the first point, I think again the first point we want to touch base is why we wanted to build this rather than go off shelf and buy something. Now, one thing we had to do, and I'm not going to give you a marketing talk. There are a lot of frameworks out there which talks about customer lifetime value, proposition, retention. I'm going to pick it from our tech strategy perspective. That's my job. So in 2021, we created a new tech strategy. Again, our CTO was talking about it this morning, Darren. So I'm going to pick onto that, which primarily focus on 3 key areas, right? Having a clear product strategy, a platform strategy, and a people strategy. And to build the right product with the right people and with the right platforms, we designed 12 North Stars, right? These are called Tech North Stars. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to pick 5 aspects. Out of those 12 North Star principles, I'm going to pick 5, which actually helped us to make this decision. Cool. The first one was vitality versus utility. Pretty much very simple principle. What we do in M&S is we go buy and rent anything which is a utility product, which is still strategic enough, but not strategic enough for us to build it, right? What we don't do is we don't build our hardware devices, right? We're not going to build cloud. What we do is we buy and rent that out, right? But what we do build is anything strategic, like point of sale software which runs on utils. In our case, especially for Sparks, Sparks is such a strategic product for us. It's pretty much a Sparks ID, which is connecting our ecosystem from a banking product perspective, a mobile app perspective. We do all the personalization because when you get your free loaf of bread or your free Percy Pigs, we don't know who's bought this. Sparks ID is such a critical part to join this journey and connect the ecosystem. And we do delivery with Ocado at the moment. So we don't have a delivery proposition for food. So in future or hopefully in coming years or months, we want you to use your Sparks offers for anything you do with third parties. You can get M&S sandwiches in Costa now. That's what we sell our great food. But you can't use a Sparks offer. Again, being a customer or even being an employee, I want my food. At least I get my employee discount, so I want to use that. The next thing we used was design an application for agility, right? Now, when we build our applications, we want to make sure we can scale up and scale down, right, based on the need. But more importantly, we fixed our tech debt to make sure it doesn't, stop us to get our agility we want. So this is a very big factor within M&S in last 18 to 20 months. We make sure we prioritize tech debt, and we move ahead and fix it on a regular basis, or at least take the prioritization call, because it's a big decision. We don't want to be stuck in future, or we don't want to be stuck where we can't scale. The next one is pretty much, make loosely coupled architecture, right? Obviously we build a microservice architecture, they are loosely coupled, but we want to innovate on top of it. We want to build applications we can scale and reuse or pretty much do something with it within an organization. We've recently did a hack on Sparks, where Alexa app can tell you what is my Sparks offer for today, right? What's in my wallet, and a lot more. So we want to build applications or APIs which are loosely coupled and not stuck in a monolith environment. One of the most important one is exploit the cloud, right? Again, we had a lot of challenges. I gave a couple of examples. Again, network cables, and we can't have this in modern day and environment. But equally, we wanted something with disaster recovery. We wanted something which gives us availability, scale, and on top of it, a lot of AI machine learning capabilities which should come out of the box, right? We should not be building every single thing ourselves. So we partner with Azure currently, and yeah, that's a big factor for success for Sparks. And the last one is building applications, which are reliable by design. And what that means is a technology which works when we need it, right? I just told you, Christmas, our traffic is, at least probably 300% from our normal year traffic. We want applications which can scale to that level and actually stand up. But equally, it needs to be cost effective as well, right? I said I will not do marketing chat, but I am. But we did save 1.4 million OpEx costs just building this ourselves on a yearly basis. And it's a big factor for us to look at Tech North Star. Okay, the next one. Jumping on to why, how did we get this scale, right? I've created a very simple architecture. Obviously, it's more complex. My engineers will obviously say it took them, few months, but we've got there. So how we interact with our loyalty platform, which is in the middle, is we have few customer channels, mainly mobile app, web, and we have our point of sale. So these are our tails, which interacts with your loyalty platform. So pretty much a microservice environment where we store all the data on MongoDB. We use Confluent Kafka extensively for a lot of real-time or even batch processes. But actually, to get that scale, we had to get into the depth. We use Salesforce Marketing Cloud for, again, mainly offer allocation or customer profiles or like a CRM. We use Azure Data Lake heavily for offer scoring and, again, data science models. And then we have few platforms internally which helps us to design campaigns and offers at a scale, right? I'm just looking at time. I've got 10 minutes left, I think. Okay, now jumping to the real actually depth, right? How did we actually get that scale or that many TPS within an application, right? So I just talked about our data lake, which pretty much is on the left. We offer allocation models. Now, what that does is it has a capacity. It can actually push 50 million per minute allocation events. So these are raw allocation events. We use Confluent Kafka extensively. Again, we started introducing as part of this loyalty platform. We're using topics, and we've got 400 partitions here, pretty much for parallel processing. These allocation extractors, these are our microservices, and there are key things I just want to highlight here. So these allocation extractors, again, from a scale perspective, what we want to get to is 1 million per minute reads. And we pretty much use MongoDB for scaling this. And so just to explain or get in more depth on MongoDB, we use a 3-region strategy and 5-shard strategy here. So what that means here is, from a horizontal sharding perspective, we have 10 secondary nodes and 5 primary nodes, right? So again, that's why, again, 5 shards and 3-region strategy. Now, for reads, we use a property called read preference to secondary. What pretty much that does is read all the data, or pretty much from secondary nodes. There is a bit of latency, around 60 millisecond latency. Not 60 millisecond, in fact, 60-second latency. But we do, this is a batch process for us, so we can actually live with that. The next part here is the Mongo Sync. We actually didn't use a Mongo Sync connector out of the box. We actually built it ourselves. And this pretty much writing events to MongoDB. One of the reasons why we built Mongo Sync connector ourselves is, again, we had few networking challenges internally. That's one. But second, we get a lot of dashboarding, reporting, and retry mechanism built with this Mongo Sync connector. And we do have a DLQ job, which pretty much pass all the filtered of failed events back to Confluent, and we again reprocess them. And then the main thing is writing, right? So again, we use a property called write concern majority. Again, that writes to all the primary nodes. And again, there is a small latency because we have multi regions. So obviously, you have to write to multiple replicas. And again, the small latency, but we do bigger batch process, and we use few bits of Confluent to, again, scale that up for us. Okay, the next part is just, again, getting into depth of why Mongo, or again, probably primarily the reasons why we use Mongo. So I mentioned this is the strategy we use, the 5 shards, and again, 3 nodes. So in here, there are 3 key reasons which we went with MongoDB, right? The first one is we wanted to achieve performance with scaling, right? And I think with horizontal sharding this way, we've been able to achieve that. The second one was we want to avoid a situation where we have data loss, right? So again, when we have replica with clusters and we're using write concern property, we've been able to avoid that, so we don't have any data loss. And third one is resilience to region failures, right? So we've actually, again, you might ask why 3 regions and not 2 regions, right? So MongoDB primarily elects a primary node, right? That's what it does. And if you have only 2 regions, it needs majority of nodes to select primary. And if you have only 2 regions and 1 region goes down, you will not be able to get the majority. So primarily, that's one of the reasons we went with Mongo. And then, another question might be, why did we use a document-based DB in practice, right? Not another NoSQL DB. Now, one of the reasons was the data coming into, again, in few diagrams behind, the data coming from different environments, like mobile app, like Salesforce, like other metadata coming from our CMS. The data was quite unstructured for us in multiple formats. So one of the key reasons using MongoDB is because it supports it's a document-based DB. The second one is the developer friendliness, right? We have a great engineering team who wanted to deliver an application faster. And they've been stuck with some legacy databases, again, few SQL databases as well. We've not been able to scale our teams up. So one of the key reasons was, again, developer friendliness. And then, again, the flexibility it offers, MongoDB. So one of the, again, big decisions for us. And then just to wrap it up, at least from MongoDB perspective, is, don't discount the support you get from MongoDB. We've had great partnership with MongoDB, especially around professional services, application support. And what actually MongoDB has enabled us is to think proactively rather than reactively to scale up. Now, just to start wrapping it up, what have we achieved? We've definitely achieved scale. So just giving you a bit of background, we used to do 1 million per hour allocations before we created this platform. We've managed to do 1.2 million allocations in 5 minutes. Now, that's nearly 14.5 million allocations an hour. Again, allocation is your offer has been added to a wallet. And that's nearly 350 allocations a day. I think that's more than enough what we need to scale for at least next couple of years. Again, we need to continuously improve it. Obviously, we need to enhance our infrastructure to do that as well. The second one is the performance, and I'm talking about performance of our APIs as well. Just if I look at 95 percentile for our latency figures, that was pretty much, I would say, more than 1 second. Again, from our aspect, it was quite poor. We've got it down to less than 100 millisecond, right? And again, we have room to improve, but that's a big scale for us. And one of the most important aspects is stability, right? Again, an application going down in your peak periods and when you do a lot of marketing push is not a good advert for a big enterprise. So we have not had any Sev1 issues. Again, I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Christmas is coming. That's a big thing for us. This Sparks has already grown, right? We've already built few other products called Sparks Pay. So pretty much we've launched it like last month. You can get 20% off your first shop. We, in fact, give you £500 of free credit for 45 days. We have launched credit cards, which again works, so you get rewards onto the Sparks program. We have a program hopefully coming soon called Sparks Plus. It's a premium loyalty program, again in trial. And again, we have products like Delivery Pass. So you can get a £20 a year membership, and you get unlimited free delivery from clothing and home, mns.com. What's next? So you might think we have achieved great things, but I can tell you our journey is not complete. We have to build a lot more platforms. We have to build a lot more stronger and platform which can scale, and platform which can, our market needs are changing, right? Again, we have seen COVIDs, we have seen, energy cost. There are always new opportunities and new challenges, at least a retailer like M&S face. So we have to build a lot of applications, and to support that, I need some help from you. One, download M&S app and register for Sparks, but this is to give us feedback, right? And tell us, what do you think about our product? There's nothing, again, we have all the GDPR rules, so we're not going to misuse your data, but it's for you, you get free treats. Second is come and chat to us. We have a stall outside. We have few Percy pigs as well, obviously, to share. But we have few stories to share. And if some of you, is keen to look at, what kind of roles we have open, we have 60 roles open in next 6 months. And if you have already decided to apply, this QR code will work. You can go and apply. And, have a great Christmas, and obviously look out for Sparks Advent Calendar in your Sparks app, right? And that's me. Thank you. And I'm open to questions.
Yeah, thank you, Amit. That was great. Thank you very much. Really appreciate you spending the time with us at our event today, for yourself and the team who were there as well. Great. So any questions for Amit about that journey? Any questions? Okay, I can see the hand. On your diagram there, you had the 5 shards and the 3 regions in Azure, and then at the top, I presume that was your applications at the top, the North Europe, West Europe. Yep. Is that active or active-passive?
Active.
And you're showing there that the primary is that always that glued to North Europe, or is that just chosen by Mongo?
No, we stick to North Europe for primaries.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. I'm interested. Can you hear me?
I can.
Yep. I was interested in the pain points that you had that persuaded you to go in-house as opposed to buy-in, because you mentioned some problems, but I just wondered, was there anything specific that pushed you in that direction?
First one probably is the proposition itself, right? We moved from a point-based system to an offer-based system, and logically or organically, it's simpler, right? I mean, point-based system and a tier-based system, the way you design an application would be, it was quite a big, big program. If you look at offer-based, you have customer data, you're mapping some offers. So one proposition, so that's one of the things, made us decision to go in-house. The second one, again, I keep saying, tech strategy. The strategy is to build our own, strategic products ourselves, because we want to own this data, right? We had 16 million worth, customers' data going into a third party. We had no control on, and it was quite poor quality. We own this data now. That's second. And third is, again, developer, experience. We have a great, in fact, amazing engineering team, and we want to make sure, we scale them up. This product, in fact, didn't have a product manager for 20 months. We've built this ourselves, right, from an engineering perspective. We have great help from other areas, but this is pure developer product, right, a platform which we can scale. So these are the challenges, but definitely keen to pick this up if you want to have a chat with us outside. Yeah.
Who is
I can't see, sorry. Yeah.
Who is responsible for redundancy? Is it MNS or is it Azure?
On the application, sorry.
Yeah, for the application.
Yeah, I think it's Azure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if the servers are down, who is responsible for it?
You mean in the regions? I mean, this is supported by MongoDB, right? MongoDB is hosting it on Azure,
Okay.
right? So obviously it is Azure responsibility, but in partnership with MongoDB,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, again, thank you so much, Amit. And if you want to find out more, please join the Marks & Spencer's team over the booth over there. We're about to have a 15-minute coffee break. And then if you join us back in this room, we're going to talk to you a lot about how Atlas Search, Lucene has been developed in MongoDB within Atlas. And on that side of the room will be the BBC talking about large data. Thank you, everyone.